am Dr. Monica Y. Jackson. I am here with one of our speakers, Matt Hilliard. And I heard him speak um, literally probably for the first time. And I'm here right now and I'm capturing my emotions. And I had to try, as he was talking, I wanted to understand. I just said, God, why do you have me right here? And why did you give me this assignment to host the M for Men with Message on a Mission, creating a movement? I didn't grow up with positive men in my life. I don't have a disdain for men. I am, I've been through two marriages. I'm 58 years old. I'm at peace. Why have you given me this assignment? I walk around and I don't see a lot of positive male or female role models. Not that there's something wrong with everybody. I just don't have mentors because I don't have someone that I truly look up to. One of the things that Matt said was so powerful is you have to learn to connect with yourself. A lot of times we're not taught that. We're taught to do what everybody else teaches us to do,
Yeah.
whether that's our religious upbringing, whether it's our parents passing things to us. And it's no wonder we don't know how to connect with our emotions, with other people, because we don't know how to be real and authentic.
Yeah.
And we don't learn that until we go through pain, and
Hmm.
our pain shifts us into purpose, and our purpose shifts us into passion. That's what I took away from Matt speaking for the first time. I'm sharing this very rawly because
Hmm.
somebody needs to hear this. Somebody needs to let go of all this baggage and stuff we've been taught and told that we don't know. Those who've heard me speak know that I struggle with church hurt and family hurt. Those are our foundations. And so if we can't connect as people and we're pass things on, we're going to continue to hurt
Yeah.
because we continue to be what somebody else wants us to be. This is supposed to be a conversation with Matt and I, but I wanted to share the impact that his message had on me. So if you are struggling or don't know why you should attend this M4 summit, men and women, you need to attend. I shared what I shared so that some woman can hear what I just got from Matt Hilliard, who's also a relationship specialist. He's a relationship coach. I took that way away. So Matt, I just thank you for that. One of the things that you also said, I kind of want you to just elaborate a little bit on it. You said our house was not a place for sadness.
Yeah.
That's a lot of our homes. We
Yeah.
want to pretend, we want to, I don't know what your religious background is, but you pray it away or you believe it and you receive it, you name it and claim it, but things don't happen. So what do you do with all that? Just tell some people, how do they deal with their sadness in life, in their relationships?
Yeah. Connect with it.
Yes.
Connect with it. Um, where going back to my story, when my granddad died, I remember my brother and I weren't allowed to attend the funeral.
Mhm.
And as a parent, I get that, like, the fear that your kids are going to be like running around laughing or something like during an important part like I get the fear, um but also my granddad had died. I was never going to see him again. I was like 6 years old. I was trying to make sense of this. I was like, what is happening? He had been there my whole life, all my 6 years. He'd been there. Like, he's gone. Like, what? Help me understand what's happening. Help me say goodbye. If that's what we're doing, if I'm not going to see him again, and I wasn't at his deathbed, I don't think I was even allowed to see him in hospital. Like, I was kept so far away from that.
Yes.
And there's a fear, right? There's a fear of, um, we don't, that sadness is bad, that it's uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable. Um, that we need to move through it fast or not show that we're that sad. Um, and to connect with it fully, and with the technique that I shared is one of the ways, um, and to express it. I when my so my mum died in 2007, and I made a commitment at the time then, and again when my marriage ended, which was, I'm going to feel it all.
Mhm.
And it doesn't mean like I'm in the middle of a meeting and something comes up and I'm going to burst into tears. Like, there may be times when it's not appropriate, when I need to kind of just pull myself together. But when I have the opportunity, and for me that was often in men's group, to connect with the grief and express the grief, come to terms with the sadness, because then I'm actually processing it instead of trying to contain it. Like you were saying before, like if we try and contain it, it's going to make us sick in some ways. It's going to exhaust us. It's going to rock us off our focus in our work, in our parenting, in our relationship, or it's going to make us sick at the extreme end. So to connect with it, which means feeling it, getting comfortable with those uncomfortable feelings, letting the tears come if that's what has to happen, and getting some support around it from people who care about you.
Correct, correct. And I'm just listening to you, and it's just powerful. Just a question for you:
Yeah.
What is your? Do you have a religious background, or you grew up in religion, or?
I don't. So I grew up in England, and our schools at the time had like a requirement to deliver like a Christian, it wasn't tuition exactly. So we would say prayers in assembly, we would sing hymns in assembly. um I was in Cub Scouts for not very long, but that was like associated with the Methodist church, so there was kind of like religion on the peripheries and kind of woven through, but I didn't grow up, like my parents weren't churchgoers. Um, so I wasn't raised in the church or even really close to the church, other than the kind of the hymns and prayers in assembly at school.
No, I just curious. As I said, we really have to be authentic with who we are
Yeah,
and connect with who we are. And when we are fed things and fed beliefs and fed things that are passed down to us
yeah,
that we genuinely don't know
yeah,
that we've accepted,
yeah,
um, it doesn't allow us to connect with who we are, because
yeah,
now we have these things that we put on that we have claimed.
yeah,
And then when life happens, it's not that you don't believe in certain things or higher powers or God
yeah,
or whatever the case may be. You don't believe in the teachings
yeah,
anymore,
yeah,
the teachings and the guidance. And so that's my struggle, where I have struggled literally for the past 7 years, um, growing up in Christianity and taking all of that off.
yeah,
Thou shall not, thou should, you know,
yeah,
God didn't give you this, and
yeah,
so forth and so on. Well, how do you know? Have you seen God to know?
yeah,
And then if God told you, why didn't tell me? So
yeah,
that's kind of where I am right now. I push the envelope on it, yes, and the reason why is because I want people to reach their authentic self. And
yeah,
so I thank you for telling us and sharing with us how that we need to connect, and that we have to release something. So I hope that this little bit has helped someone to, one, attend this summit, because it's necessary, and I don't think there's anything like this, because we
yeah,
don't offer this.
yeah. Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think whichever God you believe in, higher power, they can hold all of us, like the me, you. They can hold the entirety of us. It can hold the entirety of us, and my connecting deeply with myself doesn't detract from my ability to connect with what I believe in. If I believe in something bigger than me, which I do, I think it helps me in the same way that being connected more deeply with myself can help me connect more deeply with my children and my partner. It helps me connect more deeply because I'm more fully experienced with myself,
Yes.
in myself. So I can more fully experience the bigger as well.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you so much for
Yeah.
that. If this hasn't encouraged someone to attend this summit, I say that because, again, I don't think there's anything like this. Those who attended the T4 summit, which is Trials, Triumphs, Truths, and Tears, a virtual summit, know that this was men and women speaking. This is all male speakers. And ladies, it's important for us to register because we need to understand our men from their point of view, not what society has fed us, not what we think, not this fairy tale. And once we get to that point, we can have better relationships across the board, whether it's romantic relationships, familiar relationships, all relationships, people relationships. And that's what we have to get back to, especially in the workplace, because you bring all of that, you bring yourself into the workplace, and all of that baggage comes with it. And when we're better as individuals, our best, we bring our best to the workplace and all places. So thank you, Matt. People go over to drmonicajackson.com/M4 Summit and register today.
Do it today.